church looks like so far. And all the construction going on around it. This is the western side of the building. Okay, filming inside the gymnasium. Try to get the thing there. There's Ted inspecting. Shooting towards the youth room and the meeting room. And you got all the bathroom facilities. And the entrance is over through all this stuff. Try to get a shot of the whole thing. Watch it. There you go. Now you get a view of what it looks like from the stage. Flight-Ed Journey. construction. Then, watch out, Corey, stay out.
He doesn't want you.
And this is Amy's office under construction. This is Crystal. Katie's, sorry. I'm okay. No. I know it, I know it. Watch out, I got sound on here. There you go. This is the nursery. And this is what the landing area looks like right now. Put on the hall here. This is the conference room. No conference table up yet. Youth room. Hope everybody has fun in here. But I want to take pictures of what it looks like now and as it proceeds here. This is the north exit. This is what the gym looks like right now. There's all the bricks of Hartfield Services in here. Looks a little better than it did. And then we go to Katie's. Okay, this is Ted. This is the conference room. We're having a big meeting and we just put the table together. There we go. I hope the camera isn't broken. Update on the youth room, what it looks like now. Pretty cool, huh? A little different with all the chairs that was in it. There we go. And this is what the landing looks like from the gymnasium. The board we're putting up on the wall. This is the brains at work here. Covering a lot of territory. Do it. Don's up in the world now. Here's the finish wall. This is preparation for journey. Our first service. Watch out, I'm taping here. I'm taping.
No!
Yeah.
No, you're not. I'm gonna mess up your taping.
What's that?
Hey, Gary. Smile. We're gathering. This is all the volunteers. Yeah, that's a video camera.
I know you blew it up.
Yeah. This is okay. Here you go. Here comes some trouble in here now.
Are you taking a video?
Yeah.
Small.
Hey, Kathy, say hi. Trying to get her. Hey, wait a minute, Denny, say hi.
If we build up the
Here's all the cars. Jeff working hard.
Part of the Dell of the Red River Valley is here with their fresh produce. And part of the Dell is committed to building a work site and a home on a farm right here in the Red River Valley for people who have disabilities. And it's more than a farm, it's really a place to belong. So,
Now it should blink.
Okay.
Are you the photographer?
Sure.
I'm Harold.
Now some more hands in the air. Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
To the valley.
Ambassadors, the awesome group of people over here in the white hard name tags. I know everyone's kind of got a white name tag on today, but we've got sort of a permanent one going on here. We're the public relations arm of the chamber, and it's really exciting. We get to come out to events like this, help the city and help. Who was there?
So since then we traveled. And then we worshiped at the Cheyenne Ninth Grade Center. And then due to their construction, starting in June, we actually moved to Bethany on 42nd in West Fargo for the summer till this was completed here. And this past Sunday was our first Sunday of doing Rally Sunday, and this coming Sunday will be the first time that we are actually opening to the public, and we're going to do 4 weeks of grand opening, so no one can say we missed it. Okay? So we encourage you to come and be a part of that and be a part of checking out worship. It's really exciting. But what you need to know is today's celebration actually is a result of a vision that was cast 11 years ago, way before I even came. And that was cast by Faith Within Church in the desire to have more space for youth. And so that led them to seeking a second location. And there's no way that in the beginning of that, they ever thought they'd be 5 miles out. Okay? And when I came, you know, I drove my car on 40th, and all I saw was weeds and fields all the way to I-94. You know, that's what it was in 2007. And so much has changed in this community, and you guys are all very well aware of that. And little did we know that God would be placing us in this amazing location in such a time as this, to reach out to young families and children, and in a community that's growing and expanding with not only houses and families and homes, but also schools and businesses, and what a place to be here in the heart of North Dakota. Being good stewards, that being very important, and the care of creation being very important, we have installed, and maybe Corey, maybe you'll open up the mechanical room later on. We installed geothermal. So all our heating and cooling is done through geothermal. And another part of being good stewards is that as you take a tour of this building, and some of you already have, we said we want to be able to have space that can be flexible for whatever ministry need that we might have. So as you see, maybe the nursery looks probably the most where it's maybe not as flexible, but really if somebody needs to have a meeting and get together, they can do that in there. So because youth was a very important part of expanding this ministry, that's why you see a gym, okay? But we can do worship in a gym, and so we want all the space to be flexible for whatever ministries that God might be leading us to do. So, several people have already asked, well, is this, what's in the future, okay? So as you look that direction through those windows, that actually will be a hallway that will lead us into a larger gathering space with a worship center that would be going that direction, and a fellowship hall this way. The kitchen is designed, everything is designed in such a way to already plan for the next 2 phases. So the kitchen wall, part of it will become two doors that go into a double expanded kitchen. So you might see in the kitchen this really huge hood for cooking, but you will see no stove. Alright? So it's designed so that it's built for all the cooking to happen from the second phase, but we are actually have a stove that would be on the way next week. So one of our focuses is worship, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then Amy Kippen, our faith formation person, will talk about the youth ministry part. During worship is very casual. You'll see some chairs and tables, and lots of times we worship just mostly around tables, but we want this to be a place where people can come and come casual. Sometimes I actually wear jeans to worship, okay? And we do worship around tables. And you can grab a cup of coffee and you can have it on the table while we're worshiping. We have some treats and snacks, and we actually take intentional time during worship to get to know folks. Okay? So we take, after the greeting and maybe a few announcements, take about 4 or 5 minutes to say hello. Okay? Over a cup of coffee or a snack or something like that, because we believe that relationships are very important. And as we build relationships, then we have opportunities to care for one another. And that is what God calls us to do. To be there for one another, support one another, and to care for one another. Participation in worship is also very important, and most of the worship is done through lay people. Pastor Peter and Pastor Rich and I are And lots of times we also have kids involved. And we have special time for kids in worship because we value kids and children. And Steffi, we want to thank you for being here. So this location started by building relationships, and it started by building relationships through gardening and raising pumpkins. You probably bought pumpkins from us, or got gifted pumpkins, or something, and that was part of building some relationships. So that happened all before any brick and mortar plans were ever in the drawings or in the works. So in worship, we intentionally create spaces for people to share, which provides opportunities for people to really, really care for one another. And we believe that so much, like I said, that we take time to worship over coffee and to build those relationships. Over the years, we've built some strong relationships with the Cheyenne Ninth Period Center. While this was still all fields and gardens, they allowed us to do all of our events on their property. And so with that relationship, that has just been an awesome relationship. And then also over the years, we've built a strong relationship with the West Fargo Parks Department. In fact, this fall, they're, or like in November, starting in November, they have a brand new youth basketball program that will be starting. And the reason they can start it is that they'll be able to use part of our space in order to do that. So we want to be a place where the community can come and gather and play and pray and learn together. So that's what it's all about. And as we do that, then we build relationships with one another and with God. So, thank you very much for being here today.
I'm Amy Kippen, and my title is Director of Faith Formation. That means that I hang out with kids of all different ages. I work really closely with Katie, who works with our youth, and this building is a dream come true for us. I've been here 9 years, and to finally have it up and running, we almost pinch ourselves when we walk in, like, is this really happening? We've been talking about it and hearing about it for so long. We had our first youth group on Sunday night with over 30 kids who came to learn and grow together and throw around some basketballs, and so it's been an incredible journey. Something that you may not know about our church is that we canceled Sunday school about 13 years ago and haven't had it since. Instead, we have this program called GIFT, G-I-F-T, which stands for Generations in Faith Together. Parents and kids come together and stay together for the entire hour. We're all about bringing families together. And part of the original idea about this building was that we could create a space where more and more families would be able to be blessed through that. And so families learn together and they play together and they create different things together. And it's a really incredible opportunity to be together. A lot of times in this day and age, families are together, but it's at sporting events, and it's not really intentional time where you're growing together. And so that's what we want to be about. We really, when we talk to families all the time, we just say, we're here to bless you. We want to help you do this crazy thing called parenting that God has called you to. So that's really how we see our role, is to be able to help parents to raise great, competent, and faith-filled kids. So that turn into great citizens like you. So, we're just thrilled. We have a lot of new stuff that's going on. Some family game nights that are going to be going on. Breakfast club on Monday mornings, since we're right next to the school. Honestly, the stuff is going up around here so fast. I have no idea what's going on. I had on my head to ask Corey, our buildings person, in the last 3 weeks. Every time I would come here, I'd be like, "What's that new building over there? Like on the other side of the high school?" And then they put a sign up and it says it's another new school, and I was like, I have to get it together. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know where all my kids are at. I don't know where they're coming from. So it's just building and growing so fast. So we're just really thrilled, and this is a dream come true for us. And we just thank you for being a part of it with us. So thank you.
I also want to add my word of that. Some 80 years ago, there were a few women in West Fargo, and picture what West Fargo 80 years ago. It was a little frontier village built mostly because there was the packing plant, and that's where the jobs were, and very modest homes, and all in the area where our first facility is. And the legend says, I think it's true, but it's grown beyond history, that some of these women got together and said, you know, this place doesn't have a church. We need a church. We want education for our own kids. And so they contracted with a pastor who was on the religion staff at Concordia, and he came out and got things going, got things organized, and they started with the Sunday school. And then beyond that, they built a basement for 12 years. Faith Lutheran Church was a basement that was capped off. There's all kinds of stories about people coming to church and opening it up and, oh no, we had rain this week and there's 2 inches of it right there. And they, you know, have all kinds of difficulties, and they had church dinners where they were going to serve a chicken dinner. They started with live chickens. Slaughtered the chickens and plucked them and did all that. Yeah, again, a hard-working crew. But they had a vision. They wanted education for their kids, and they had a little help to start it. And someone said, this is where the legend is, you know, this little town, these modest incomes, if there's ever going to be a church, it's going to take a lot of faith. So that's how we got our name. And in some ways, we've made a lot of progress, but we're at exactly the same point right now. To make this succeed, it's going to take a lot of faith, because, you know, the building is so necessary, but it is not sufficient. What really matters, far more than the building, is the climate inside the building, and what happens there, and how people are built, how people grow and access all of the great potential inside, and how community develops. So I want to say a few things about that. We have some incredible things happening here. Incredible things. We have a large, I'm going to talk about confirmation, we have a large confirmation program, 40 to 50 kids in each grade. And so they come with lots of adults. To make our confirmation program happen, we need 35 adults. Without any begging, we get 65. Have you ever heard of this? We have all these kids, and we have virtually no discipline problems. Because, of course, every group is going to have a class clown, and there's going to have people that want to disrupt, but we have ways of stopping that before they get a chance to disrupt the whole thing. And so we got excited and enthusiastic kids, and a band, and this big group, and they do games and silly stuff, and then it's time for the pastors to teach, and they settle down so well. It's just amazing. It's beautiful. And then, after the large group experience, they break into the small group experience. And all over the building will be circles, and they pray. They learn to pray in their group of 6 students and 1 adult as a guide. But the most amazing thing is this. Kids who have been through the system don't want to be done when they're confirmed. And they want more. We leave them wanting more. And so they have an opportunity to sign up to be junior guides. And every year about half of the class signs up for 3 more years of confirmation. Have you ever heard of such a thing? And they are our junior guides. And they come, the confirmation is at the end of the 9th grade year. They come at 10th and 11th and 12th grade years, and they're finally completing that commitment when they're ready to graduate from high school. These are unheard of statistics. These are unheard of dynamics. It has to do with a great program. It has to do with a great staff. But it has to do with the work of the Holy Spirit. And we are very thrilled to be a part of that. So I share that with you. You are welcome to look around. We'd love to show you our facility, and we'd like to answer any questions that you might have. And once again, I want to say thank you for coming today. And help be our advocates. If you know someone that's looking, someone maybe in the neighborhood or in the neighborhood of our old church, here's a really amazing fact. We have almost as many new arrivals moving into the neighborhood around our old church as this place. Can you believe that? That's what, I can hardly believe that, but that's what statistics are telling us. The newcomer services and so forth. And so we're always in the business of welcoming and open to people, and we are glad to have you here today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you again, James, for opening the door. So, what I think we'll do now is, ambassadors, if you sort of want to fill in back by these posters, we'll cut a ribbon, and then we'll break for some tours, answer any questions, see the awesome building. So if you guys just want to sort of fill in back here, Ashes, if you want to stand forward, Tammy,
You get up there.
Come on in.
Where's Sue and Ted and Denny?
Yeah, come on in here.
Ted, Denny. They're part of the core team that's been part of this from the get-go. With the balance. Maybe some
Oh,
of
look at that, more scissors. Good job, everybody. Yep, you only get one arm.
I'm taking the picture.
That's right. Still living.
and then we'll go ahead and cut a ribbon.
Don't mess
So
with
we're
those.
just big smiles here. Go ahead. Are we good over here with pictures? Okay, on the count of 3, we'll cut a ribbon. So 1, 2, 3.
And then I want you to save the date for October 27th. At 2 o'clock, we'll be dedicating this space. We'll have a special worship time at
Our
2
first
o'clock on
service.
Sunday afternoon for dedication. Then I'm going to ask Amy Kippen to please